Henry Cejudo is one of the most accomplished fighters the UFC has ever had. He was an Olympic gold medalist, the former flyweight champion of the world, the former bantamweight champion of the world. And then he left the sport at the height of his career, vacated 2 belts, came back a few years later, and has been trying to find his footing ever since. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my bets for UFC Seattle. Before we talk about UFC Seattle bets, let me tell you about some brand new content we have here on the channel. Every Friday, Jakey Boy is going to go down under hunting for his favorite prop bets on that week's fight card, so keep an eye out for that video and his ridiculous accent. I also have teamed up with Josh Thompson, former Strike First World Champion Josh Thompson, the only person to ever knock out Nate Diaz, Josh Thompson, and him and I are going to give you our takes on everything combat sports. First episode is out now, and we talk about the Eric Nixon, Sean Strickland drama, so keep an eye out for both of those videos every single week, and if you have any topics for the bad take stuff, go ahead and let us know below. And if you have any props that Jacob should be hunting for on Fridays, let us know below as well. Check all those out. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell, and do all those things so that you know when these videos are dropped. Let's take a quick look at last week. UFC Vegas 102 was a resounding success. I had a great night. I didn't even go very heavy, right? I kept it nice and simple. Just a couple of units out the door, steady Eddie, stable Ange. And I didn't lose a single bet. 3 of my bets hit. They gave me money. I rode off into the sunset. 2 of them were fully refunded because it was inside the distance decision, no action bets. Jakey Boy hit his underdog lock of the week. Bet Sam is absolutely feeding families and putting children through college with the hot streak that he is on. All of our things did insanely well last week, and one of those things is the safety parlay. Safety parlay is one single bet of many bets, and this one single bet is the beacon of stability in a very unstable betting environment. Last week, it was effectively an even money parlay. Overall, the safety parlay hits at a 46% ROI. That 46% ROI is an astronomical number for one single bet, a parlay every week for every fight card. You can unlock the safety parlay, Bet Sam's Bets, Jacob's Bets, and everything we do right now at WeWantPicks.com. It's $10 for an entire freaking month. Everything we do is available inside of the app. The app is 100% free. Just search We Want Picks in the App Store. But inside the app, you'll get full access to all the picks, the bets, every tool that we have, and you'll get push notifications. Anytime we place a bet, you will get hit over the head with a ding. This bet is available for you right now. Here's what that month looks like. I mentioned it's only $10 for an entire month, a month worth of access. If you sign up right now, that month will include UFC 313, UFC Vegas 103. You're going to get the Marvin Vettori Roman Dolidze fight card, and of course, UFC Seattle. And you'll get not just copy-paste bets, but you're going to get tools like the data analyzer, the line movement tracker, the prop hunter. Every single thing that we do is in one package for $10. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Let's go ahead and talk about this card specifically. We're going to talk about some favorites and some underdogs. Listen, I'll tell you right now, this feels like a very favorite-heavy card. We have 12 fights. Pretty sure I picked 11 favorites. When it was all said and done, I picked 11 favorites. Now, obviously, the way it'll flesh out, we'll probably get a couple of favorites to eat it, blow it up for everybody. Hopefully, it's not the ones that we're on, but we're going to talk about some solid underdogs and the favorites that I have a little more confident in than the others. Jean Silva's a favorite I got pretty much a good amount of confidence in. He is a striker. He is fighting another striker, and he's fighting a very technical striker. He's fighting somebody with a former professional kickboxing background. So I do fully expect Jean Silva to be in a tougher fight than he has been so far in the UFC, but I also think the layoff and all these other things are just working against his opponent. So I think John Silva's going to get it done. I think he's going to be too clean, too fast. He also will be very technical. And I am a big believer in momentum, and he has all the momentum on his side right now. Nursultan Ruzaboyev. This fight was just added to the fight card. Brand new. Actually, the next 3 confident favorites are brand new to this fight card. There's obviously a lot of variables there. I don't know what Nursultan's weight is. I don't know how he's feeling. I don't know how much training he was doing. But I have to assume if they sign the contract that they're ready to go. And under those assumptions, Nursultan is one of my most confident favorites. He's absolutely massive at 6'5". He can wrestle. He can strike. He's been fighting at this level for a little bit of a while now. He's had success at this level. The only loss he has in the UFC was a loss to Joaquin Buckley at 170 pounds. This man is 6'5", has no business at 170 pounds. I think he absolutely steamrolls here. His opponent is a UFC debut, who's kind of a grappler. And I just don't see him being able to push Ruziboyev, get Ruziboyev to the ground. He's going to be smaller. He'll probably be faster, but he's not going to be as skilled. Nurzulton should get it done, and I think we get some really good value here. Alonzo Menafield. I get it. Guy was just knocked out 2 times in a row. I get it. But the first knockout was to Carlos Ulberg, and you can make a very intelligent argument that he should be fighting for a title next. He's on a 7-fight win streak, the longest active win streak of anybody in the light heavyweight division. So that's a quality loss. And then he just lost to Azamat Murzakanov. Azamat Murzakanov is very good as well. Both of those people would beat his opponent. His opponent is a UFC debut who has only been fighting for 2 years. He only has 6 professional fights. He kicked his career off 2 years ago, and now he's fighting an absolute beast in Alonzo Menafield at the biggest stage of his career. It's not even an Apex fight. It's in an actual arena with people. I got to go Alonzo Menafield. I bet on him. I'll show you that bet in a second. And Gina Matsumoto. This line's been going all over the place. I think he opened at a minus 220. It went up, and then it collapsed, and now it's building its way back up. I don't think people know what to do because people are holding Rob Font in high regard, and as he should be. Rob Font's pretty good. He's pretty established. But we just saw what happened with his teammate, Calvin Kattar. Good, established, and he just got pieced up on the feet where he was supposed to be the better fighter. And obviously, Gene Matsumoto gets hit. We watched him get hit quite a bit in his last fight, but I still think he's going to be able to get this done. I think youth, a more versatile set of skills, a willingness to just come forward and make it gritty and ugly and grinding. I think Gene Matsumoto wins this fight. I think age is going to matter. I think Ram Font's just slowing down. And once the speed goes, then all of a sudden his hands aren't as amazing as they once were. If we're looking at some solid underdogs, the only underdog on this list that I actually picked and bet on is Austin Vanderford. I'm going to show you that bet in a second. I got that bastard at plus 160. And then people wised up, realized he's more than just Paige Van Zant's OnlyFans play toy. He also can fight. He's got good wrestling. He's fighting a striker who can't really defend takedowns. 1 + 1 = 2 sometimes. So I am picking Austin Vanderford. I have bet on him, and I'll show you that bet in a second. Then we have Raffael Cerqueira. This gentleman got knocked out in his UFC debut. Pretty quick, too. But he's also very good. He's got a long career pre-UFC, so a couple question marks about the talent level of his opponent, but he's been fighting for a while. He made it to the UFC, got sparked. I get it. But his opponent's been knocked out 4 times as well. Raffael can push forward. He can hold you against a cage. He can grapple. He can strike. He can do all the things. So, yes, he was just put out in his last fight. But I think these odds are wild. His opponent isn't some beast killer who's never been finished before. His opponent has been knocked out 4 times, which is more times than Raffael has ever lost. I think that fight's a lot closer than people are giving credit for. People are just looking at his last fight, which was a sub 1 minute knockout loss, and drawing some conclusions. I'm not picking him to win, but if we're talking about solid underdogs, I think he has to make that list. Ricky Simon as well. Listen, Javid Bajarat's a good fighter. He's got great takedown defense, great takedown offense, very technical striking. And this could be a technical clinic, right? This could be Ricky Simon marching forward, not getting takedowns, just getting pieced up and looking stupid. That's what this could be. That's what the odds are saying it will be. But Ricky Simon could also move forward with relentless pressure, get some takedowns, grind, and pull off a split decision win or even a more clear win than that. Ricky Simon's nonstop forward pressure is something that the judges may love. It's something the fans are going to love. He's essentially fighting in his hometown. And Javid does not have a second gear. We just saw it in his last fight. He just lost his last fight because he doesn't have a second gear. He doesn't have the ability to say, hey, this is closer. I might be down. I need to do more. He doesn't do it. He's never done it, and he won't do it here. So Ricky Simon's pressure could absolutely steal this fight, even though he's probably not the better fighter overall. And then Henry Cejudo. I opened this whole video with rattling off some of his accomplishments. He is fighting Song Yadong. He is 37 years old, and he hasn't looked great in his last 2 fights. But let's look at those last 2 fights a little closer. First of all, when he came back, it was after a 3.5-year layoff, and I think he beat Aljamain Sterling. I think he won that fight. If you go back and watch, it was 2-2 going into the 5th, and he won the 5th round. I thought he won that fight. So realistically, Henry Cejudo could have quickly become the world champion. He then would have immediately fought maybe Sean O'Malley, and if he fought Sean O'Malley, he would have beaten Sean O'Malley. Or would have fought Merab, who he did end up fighting, and he would have lost that fight. We watched that fight, and he lost it. But Merab is not only the current champion, he's defending champion, and he just beat Umar Nurmagomedov, who a lot of people thought was the best fighter on the planet. So yes, Henry Cejudo hasn't won a fight on paper in about 4 years, maybe even 5. But the reality is Henry Cejudo is still very good. His losses are to only some of the best fighters on planet Earth. One of them was questionable, and he could win this fight. I personally think that the age and the speed are going to be the biggest differences here. But he's a high IQ guy. He's been competing his entire life. And if he comes out here and he pulls this fight off, you should not be surprised, because I definitely won't be. Let's take a look at my actual bets. The ticket you're looking at right here. This is the ticket on Austin Vanderford. Plus 160. I got that bet for. Yeah, it's only a quarter of a unit, because he is a dog making his UFC debut on 4 days' notice. But the difference between plus 160 and plus 102, the 52-point difference, can absolutely be the difference in paying for premium membership or not. Premium membership is only freaking $10. Depending on your unit size, premium membership could effectively be free, because you got the notification on your app that this is a bet we placed. You place it, you get it at plus 160. It's plus 102 now. It hits. That 52-point difference can be, well, I just paid for the entire month of premium membership off this one bet. So keep that in mind next time you're questioning if you want to sign up or not. There's another bet on the board here that being early mattered very much. I parlayed Jean Silva and then the over on the Brendan Allen, not Aaron Hernandez, that guy's dead, on Anthony Hernandez. I got it at 1.5 rounds. For some ridiculous reason, BetOnline set that round line at 1.5 rounds. Neither one of them are prolific early finishers, and they've already fought before, and that wasn't an early finish. For some reason, it was 1.5 rounds. They have since moved it to 2.5 rounds, so you are not going to get this same line that I got. I personally enjoy this bet. I do think we're going to cruise into the second round. We likely hit a decision here, and I parlayed that with John Silva. I also have Nursultan Ruzaboyev, who I talked about in detail earlier, why I'm so high on him, and I did the over on the Ricky Simone and Javid Basharat fight. That fight should go to a decision as well. Neither one of those two gentlemen are particularly dangerous. Should be a good amount of grappling. We should get there. I've got a money line on Alonzo Menefield. Again, smoked the line movement. I got him at minus 140. He is now well past minus 200. And then we have the safety parlay at minus 123, 1 unit on that. So I only have 4.25 units out the door. But the money that we saved by beating the line movement could literally be a year's worth of premium membership. If you want to become a premium member, sign up now. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's $10. Make sure after you download the app, you have notifications turned on, so you can be notified when we place these bets. We also notify you in the Discord as well. If you want to play around in Discord, or maybe you don't have a phone that will allow the push notifications or the app, all of those things are very important. Timing matters. Here's a look at some of the rest of the premium bets. I used to just show a few of Jacob's here, but the reality is it's me, Jacob, and now Bet Sam. 3 different people. Bet Sam has been lighting the world on fire with how freaking good his bets are. So here's a teaser. There are 20-plus units of bets right now for premium members. 20-plus units of bets on the board, ready to go. Here's a sample of those. Jacob's Underdog Lock of the Week is Melk Costa. Make sure you watch his Underdog Lock of the Week video. He's changed the format a little bit to give you a little more insight, well beyond just one single pick. We got Jean Matsumoto to win by submission. That's a prop bet that was thrown on the board at plus 700. Obviously, Mansour Abdul Malik is a minus 1,000, minus 1,200 favorite, depending on where you're looking. You get a little bit better value for him to win by KO. KOs include TKO, so he can knock him out on the feet or take him down, elbow sandwich, get a finish there, and that would still pay. And another free bet for the boys is Ibo Aslan and Nursultan Ruzaboyev. That is a plus money parlay. If you want to unlock every bet, not just these, not just a few of the ones that I gave you earlier, but every single bet that we have, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's $10. You're going to get access to all of those 4 events we talked about before, including UFC 313. If you're looking at somebody like Mansour Abdul Malik and you're seeing he's minus 1,200, but you do want to place a bet, you want to do a parlay with the guy, go to Bet Openly. Bet Openly by far has the best odds in this space, and that's because they're not a sports book. It's person versus person. So they don't have to build in profit. They just are facilitating the bets between human beings. Right now, the minus 1,200 Mansour is only, and only is a relative term, minus 850. I mean, that's a bag right there. That's a giant chunk of money, the difference between those two. But they're going to give you the best odds across the board, and that's because they don't have to build in profit. Check them out at betopenly.com or wewantpicks.com/betopenly. And finally, if you want $50, we'll send you $50. We got a couple of affiliate deals. If you go to wewantpicks.com/bets, you use the link to sign up with any one of our betting partners. You make a deposit. They're going to pay me. I'll slice off some of that money, and I'll give it right back to you. That's wewantpicks.com/bets. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We'll get you paid. Good luck this weekend, guys. Check out some of that new content, and we appreciate you more than you'll ever know.